Guys, gals, everything in between. What's going on? It's Tuesday night, May 19. And I'm not going to tell you why I said it as May 19, as if that's a very special day or something, but I'm not saying anything. So, how is everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. When you do decide to appear, welcome. New people, old people, whoever you are, male, female, everything in between. Give you all a few minutes to come on in and join the chat. Knife Collector first on board. How's it going, Knife? Welcome back once again. You were in the live stream earlier today about the snowbirds, right? Up, down, turn around. Hey, hey, hey. I got your message too. You sent one saying, "Are you going to be going live tonight?" That was nice of you to find that out. But yeah, always check the About page. I always put it on there when I will be doing a live stream. Once in a while, when I do it during the daytime, I don't post it in the About page because it could just be like breaking news or something I just want to talk about. So I just hop on in. I got a question for you guys. Do you guys get the notifications? Hi, hi, come stai? That rhymes kai kai. Bene, bene. Molto, molto bene, bene. Do you guys get the notifications when I do post videos or when I am going live? Like, how do you guys know I'm going live? Do you get some kind of update or does it say, oh, he's now streaming live or something? Just curious how you guys find out that I'm actually on. Or do you go to the About page and you see it from there? But welcome aboard. And guys, as always, I would appreciate a thumbs up if you can. Not me, I have to see it live. Sixth Sense, as in the movie. Did you watch The Sixth Sense? That was actually a movie I didn't really care for too much. I think because I already knew what was going to happen and it totally takes the element of surprise and shock away. But yeah, that wasn't a really smart idea to find out what happens. It wasn't like I was looking for the moviespoiler.com or something. But if you already know what's going to happen in the movie, that kind of movie just takes away all the suspense and you're kind of like just waiting for it. So that's what happened there. Backshot Backlot. Hello, hello. I believe you're new here. Am I right? As I ask all the people that I don't find familiar on this channel, how did you find the live stream? Was it through a search or how did you find me? Because once again, I didn't post anything on Twitter or Facebook that I was going live. Maybe I should start doing that, but I don't know. I kind of like the group, the small group that we have the way it is. So I don't really post anywhere. The only time I post on Facebook and Twitter is when I do a video like the ones I did today, and I post them around the different websites. Why did your channel pop up when I said coronavirus? I have many live streams that I did about the coronavirus back in January when it first came out in China. So that's probably the reason why it came up. And we do discuss it every once in a while, even nowadays. But it's just so depressing to talk about it all the time. So we figured change it up, talk about different things that you guys out there want to discuss instead of always the same old story. I mean, there's only so much you can talk about COVID-19, and it's kind of a downer. So we try to kind of change it up a bit. But if you want to talk about COVID, I mean, you're more than welcome to discuss it, and we can talk about it. It's kind of like an open forum here. There's no restrictions, no bashing, no trolling, none of that stuff. We're all a bunch of good people here, and yeah, you would soon realize that if you do subscribe, you will see right away that you're part of the family, and you're most welcome to do so. Um, I'm thinking about subscribing. I would appreciate that, Buckshot. Like I said, a backshot. Sorry. Like I said, if you want to subscribe and talk about whatever you want to talk about, including COVID, feel free. Well, that's what we're here for. It's not just about me, I mean, I'm here for you guys as well. Kai Kai said you should have hidden your picture frame tonight. Uh-oh. You kind of opened the pot there, Kai Kai. I was thinking like I should do it like this, but I think for if I'm like this for an hour, it's kind of uncomfortable. So I was just waiting. It was a matter of time before somebody was going to say something about the picture frame, and I can't believe it was you, Kai Kai, that opened that pot up. And now look what you did. Backshot, love that picture frame. Sorry, it's random, but it's nice. Backshot, nothing to be sorry about. Fun fact for you. This is the sixth, I think, sixth night in a row that somebody mentioned that picture frame. Um, the Dreamcatcher, not so much. Only a few people. But the picture frame, yeah, it's either, oh no, here we go again. Marble 101, 202, 404, 606, take your pick and let's go on. All right. Is that a Marble 799? No clue. Oh my God. LOL. Kai, I was gonna mention hiding it. Yeah, I know, guys, I know. Okay, tomorrow I'll put like a my hand like okay, I'll talk like this the whole time, okay? But then my arm's gonna get like really sore. Yeah, Kai, thanks for trying to help out. You see what it did, right? Anyways, guys, I'm just toying with y'all. You know my sense of sarcasm nowadays. It's just beyond ridiculous. It's either you get it or you totally hate it. Where'd you get the frame? You're gonna have to ask either a knife collector or Kai Kai. They are professional uh, frame pros. So you're gonna have to discuss it with them while I go and look for some news stories that we can talk about. Um, yeah, so Kai Kai and Knife Collector are well-known frame specialists. So any questions anybody may have, pass them along to either Kai Kai or Knife Collector in the chat. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding. Uh, until the next person comes in and starts talking picture frames, they will also be directed to Kai Kai and Knife Collector. So, Kai Kai, I'm guessing you have an iPhone because I'm on Android, and when you do those little, I don't know what that is because I see it as a square. So, I don't know if others, I guess others who have an iPhone could see what your little emoji thing is, but for Android users, it's just a square. Or is that your way of defining what kind of frame that is? How much was the frame? Hey, Kai Kai, knife collector. There's the question. How much was the frame? Do you guys remember how much I bought it off you for? They're gonna check the catalog for that year, and they're gonna let you know, my friend. Biden says it's totally irresponsible for Trump to take hydroxychloroquine. I'll never be able to say that word. And not for the fact that it's more than like 10 letters long, it's just a hard word to say. Backshot, I'm beginning to think that you were on here before. For link, if it's either, I think if you go check out knifecollector.com or kaikai.cn, you will see it on one of those websites if it's still up. I think they've been all sold out for years now. Kaikai said he bought it for so many years, so no link available. Yeah, I think that they shut that site down. They all got sold out really quick, and no more available. But if you really are interested in this one, I could probably get this one ready for you. Just send $49.99. That's $4,999 to either kaikai@gmail.com or knifecollector@gmail.com. All the headlines are about COVID, COVID, COVID. Is there nothing else that's going on? Top stories. Let's go to the world and see what's happening in the world. Super cyclone Amphan. Evacuations in India and Bangladesh slowed by virus. Parents finally reunited with son after he was abducted in China 32 years ago. Now that could be something to read. Hungary bans people from legally changing gender. As China faces a backlash in the West, she needs Africa more than ever. Rare footage of the last living Tasmanian tiger unearthed, shared online. I actually saw that on a show called The Unexplained with William Shatner. They showed the Tasmanian tiger from, I think it was 1930 something, maybe 34. Let me see if there's some photos of it and I'll show you guys. The Tasmanian tiger. That is the one. It was in, well, Australia's south coast. But anyway, that's the Tasmanian tiger. See if there's any more photos on it. I'll show you guys. No, that's the only one. It's only like a 20-second clip. But that's been around for a while. It's not like this is news, rare footage. I mean, it's not really rare footage. It's been around for a while. But yeah, since 1934. Not that different than a tiger, really. I mean, than a dog, just a longer body. I want to go back to that China abduction or whatever it was. Parents finally reunited with son after he was abducted in China 32 years ago. I'm going to pull that one up. I'm going to read it. It's going to take a second to load. Let me check the comments here. I'm falling behind. Picture frames, etc. Still showing off your frame. That frame is hella nice, though. I actually collect frames. If you guys want to discuss frames, like I said, you discuss it with Kai Kai and Knife Collector. They're the pros at that stuff. Tired of talking about the frame every night. No offense, guys, but it's getting kind of boring talking about the frame. But, you know, whatever floats your guys' boat. So, parents who spent decades looking for their son who was abducted as a toddler in China were finally reunited with him Monday after 32 years, according to Chinese state broadcaster CCTV. Mao Yin was reported missing when he was 2 years old. The little boy was abducted at the entrance of a hotel in the Shaanxi province, Xinhua news agency reported. His mother, Li Jingzi, told the South China Morning Post that his father was bringing Mao home from kindergarten when they stopped at the hotel for a drink of water in 1988. He disappeared in a matter of seconds while his father briefly looked away, Li told the news outlet. From that point on, Mao's parents searched for him across the country. His mother quit her job and distributed more than 100,000 flyers. She joined volunteers with a group called Baby Come Back Home to gather information about missing children and provide it to police, Xinhua reported. She reportedly helped reunite 29 other abducted children with their families while continuing to search for her own son. This is them after they got reunited. And it says, in April, police received tips saying a man in southwest China had adopted a child from Xi'an for the price of $845. Investigators used an old photo of Mao and created a simulated image of what he could look like as an adult, CCTV reported. They checked with a government database for possible matches and found a man named Gu Ningning who resembled Mao. A DNA test later proved Gu was the boy who was kidnapped decades earlier, according to state media. Li and the boy's mother, Mao Xingjing, found out the good news on Mother's Day. A week later, the family hugged and shared an emotional embrace at Monday's news conference. This is the time you guys are supposed to go, ah. This is the best gift I have ever got, Li said at the conference, according to the BBC. Mao told Xinhua he would spend some time with his parents for a few days before returning home. To be honest, I'm not quite sure about the future yet, he said. There's a very emotional mom. Police are still investigating the details of Mao's case, Xinhua reported. They have not released details about the parents who raised him. Child abductions and trafficking have been an issue in China as the country's long-time one-child policy gave rise to a robust black market for baby boys. While boys fetched higher prices, girls were frequently abducted and used as laborers or as brides for unwed sons. In 2017, the United States declared China to be among the worst offenders of human trafficking. While there are no official figures according to Baby Come Back Home's database, there are more than 51,000 people in China looking for their missing children. According to China's Ministry of Public Security, more than 6,300 children who were abducted have been reunited with their families via DNA tests since 2009. Li said while her son is found, she will continue to help families whose children have gone missing. I would like to thank the tens of thousands of people who helped us, Li said. I can't believe that after helping 29 missing children find their families, I am able to find my own son. So finally, some good news and some good feel-good stories for a change after what's going on in 2020 so far. And let me catch up on all these messages. That's good. Harley says, yes, it is very boring here about that frame. Can anybody think of something of substance? Same thing happened to me, except it was marble and rock. Kai says, this kind of stories happen in China quite often, unfortunately. Yeah, well, the number that they said in there, it seems like there is a huge problem in China with that. All right, guys, seriously, enough with the frame talk, or else it's going to have to be some kind of timeouts, because seriously, it's getting like ridiculous now. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to put you guys on timeout. I'm just not going to reply to them because it's pointless. So obviously you guys are just doing it on purpose, but it's all good. Let's see what else is happening here. Let's see if I can post the footage of the Tasmanian tiger. Like I said, it's only like 20 seconds. See if I can play it. It's an old black and white clip. Let's see if it'll play without any pop-ups or anything. Just give me a sec, the page is still loading. Backshot says, do you play basketball? I played it like recreationally back in the day, but I'm only 6 feet tall. To play basketball, you got to be like 6'5", 6'6". So not really tall enough for basketball, and I wasn't really a basketball fan. I was more into ball hockey and soccer. Soccer was my passion. Both indoor and outdoor I played. Commercial. There we go. That's the footage. Tasmanian tiger. What do you guys think? More like a dog or more like a tiger? You see the stripes on the back, just like a tiger, eh? This was almost 100 years ago, before they became extinct. What say you guys? Tiger, dog, combo of both? Or like I was showing you the other day, a zonkey. Look how wide the mouth is. Yeah, it looks like a dog. That's what I was thinking, but with a really long body, like a tiger's body. Even the stripes. Even the stripes like a tiger. But just goes to show you like how many animals are out there that we don't even know about, and yet ones like that existed. And I think they were beautiful, but did you see the size of the mouth? It was like an alligator or a crocodile. Backshot, why do you have to be tall to play basketball? Well, the net's 10 feet high, so if you want to dunk it, you got to be able to jump that high. Looks like a canine. Yep, I agree. Does definitely look like a dog. U.S.-Canada border to remain closed for another 30 days. Canadian snowbirds operation meant to uplift resident spirits ended in a deadly crash in British Columbia. We talked about that in the live stream earlier this afternoon. After WHO setback, Taiwan president to press for global participation. WHO is such a mess. Oh, the story from Canada made it actually to the BBC News. A teenage boy charged in Canada's first incel terror case. This was actually in Toronto. I'm going to read you this one. This one's pretty interesting, and he's only 17. I'm not going to read it all. It's a little long, but basically what the story is about is a Toronto teenager has become the first Canadian ever charged with carrying out an incel-inspired terror attack. The 17-year-old boy is accused of fatally stabbing a woman in February. Incel is short for involuntary celibate and describes males, mostly in online groups, who blame women for their sexual frustrations. On Tuesday, Toronto Police and the RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, issued a joint press conference announcing the terrorism charges. This is what happened. The suspect, who cannot be named because he's a minor, which makes no difference, he should still be able to be named, but anyways, had already been charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder shortly after the incident, which took place at an erotic massage parlor. Police allege he fatally stabbed Ashley Noel Arzaga, 24, who was discovered inside the building around 1 p.m. on February 24th. Two other people, a man and a woman, were found outside the premises with stab wounds. Miss Arzaga is remembered as a loving mother and a kind person. When Toronto police learned the crime may have been motivated by an extremist ideology, they contacted Canada's federal RCMP, which ultimately decided to press terrorism charges. So back in, I don't know if you guys know about this, but back in 2018, Alec Manassian allegedly drove a van into a busy Toronto commercial street, killing 10 people and wounding 16. He later told police the attack was retribution for years of rejection by women, and that he identified as a member of the incel movement. He was charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder and 16 counts of attempted murder, but he was not charged with terrorism. His case is currently before the court. Manassian was allegedly inspired by Elliot Rodger, who killed 6 people in a stabbing and shooting spree in Isla Vista, California in May 2014. Crazy is as crazy does. All right, let's check some more of your messages. Sorry, guys. Backshot, do you do YouTube full time? No, I do it for maybe 1 to 2 hours a day nowadays, sometimes 3. Up, down, turn around. When are we doing the trivia for the Blu-ray? I'm thinking the next couple of nights. What we might do tomorrow morning, I'm going to host a kind of like a radio show on here. I'm going to do a live stream at around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning with Kai Kai as my co-host. And we'll talk about different movie releases that just came out, different Blu-rays. We'll talk about some horror movies. As far as the game night goes, we might start it either tomorrow's Wednesday, so maybe Thursday night. Not really sure. I will give you guys some more information on that tomorrow night. But do join us tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for the live stream of us talking about different movies that just came out, as well as horror movies and Asian horror movies. So something to look forward to and something to talk about with my new co-host, Kai Kai. Kai Kai, you watched, well, let's not talk about it now. Let's talk about it in the morning. Unless you guys want to tell me what was the last movie you guys seen? Up, down, turn around. What was the last movie you saw? And not only what was the last movie, but also what was your last horror movie? China says, boy Picked by Dalai Lama, now a college graduate. Okay. Italy reports new spike in coronavirus cases and death toll after brief dip. Not good to hear that. And meanwhile, yesterday, Italy reopens shops, bars, and restaurants as 10-week lockdown eases. And then they just turn around and more happened. Knife Collector says Kai may end up getting her own channel. She may be famous. She already is famous in her own way. Up, Down, Turn Around. Saw 1917. I heard a lot of good things about that movie. I'm sure you liked it, right? It's a long movie as well. Isn't it about 2.5 hours or so? I would think so. I mean, it was nominated for Best Picture. And yeah, I've heard a lot of good reviews about that movie. I'm not much into war movies. Was it a lot like really about like wartime, or I know the year 1917, which was during World War One, so I'm assuming it's all about war. But was there any kind of like family story behind it or anything, or is it just strictly just full out war movie? It was good, but it was pretty dragged on. Yeah, that's the problem. When you got a 2.5 hour movie and it's about the same thing, you're gonna get kind of tired of it, right? It's gonna kind of drag because 2.5 hours is a long time about one certain issue, especially when it takes place all on the battlefield. I think so anyway. What about a horror movie? What was the last horror movie you watched? Or are you a fan of horror movies? I'm thinking when we're doing the horror movie trivia, it's going to be basically all horror. So hopefully you guys are quite familiar with the horror scene. Because I don't want to make it too easy, and I'm not going to make it where it's like, oh, in what movie did, and then give you like a question like, did somebody say? Because that's way too easy to Google. But I'll probably describe what the movie's about, and then you guys got to tell me what the movie is. Something to that effect. Something that's not so easy to Google so fast. That way, it's more like people who actually do know the movie will say the answer quicker than somebody who can Google it. I think it was called The Bunker or something. Can't remember. The Bunker. That's an American film, right? The Bunker. Let me check. Isn't that the one where the guy is like tied up in the basement? No, that's not The Bunker. I'm thinking of something else. Or are you talking about the one with Hitler? Anthony Hopkins played Hitler. That's an old one. Old. It's like 80s, early 80s. Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, yeah. I think you're into wartime movies. That's cool. If you're into wartime movies and you want to see a zombie type of war horror movie, check out Dead Snow. I believe it's a German film with English subtitles, or is it Dutch? Let me check. Dead Snow. I watched that one years ago, and that totally reminds me of like Nazi time and Nazi zombies. I like those kind of horror movies that are so out there, total like B movie type horror movies, the cheesy kind. I think the cheesier, the better. Dead Snow. Yeah, Dead Snow came out in 2009. It's a horror comedy. It has like five people trapped in a bunker and they go insane. That sounds like something I would be interested in. So you recommend that one? I might check that one out. I'll show you a photo of the of Dead Snow. It's hilarious. It's like, see, we're all Nazi zombies. It was a pretty cool, wacky, fun flick. So again, guys, if you have a second, please smash that button, the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And if you wanted further proof that they are definitely Nazis, can't beat that, can you? Nazi zombies. What better things to kill? Do you like Chucky? I like the original from the 80s. The last one was pretty ridiculous, but what did you expect, right? I liked also Bride of Chucky. Um, that was really fun. Main reason why, well, I like the actress in there. You know, the one with the high pitched voice. Do you know do you guys know who I'm talking about? And that doesn't count as far as the yeah, Seed of Chucky was also, that's when he actually she had the one come out of her. Who was she? Do you remember? She has a really high pitched voice, but I've always liked her. I think she's Canadian. 80 Krauser. Hey guys, I'm tired and sore. Bet you can't guess why. Better not be because you went out to buy a picture frame. Just kidding. I know, I know. The field. You were working on the field again. Up, down, turn around. She's Canadian Jennifer Tilly. Perfect. I give you a thumbs up for that. Good on you, bro. Yeah, I've always liked Jennifer Tilly. I just liked her for her voice, her high pitched voice, kind of like chipmunkish. Commie Zombies, obviously. Yeah, that was a fun movie. Did you ever see it? 80 Krauser? I recommend it. Where's Kai Kai and Knife? Are they already going to study their horror movies? Knife, all you got to do in like whatever amount of nights we play, you just got to get one right to like tie your record. She plays Bonnie in Family Guy. Correct. Correct. Wow, you're up on your Jennifer Tilly. And do you know who her sister is? Not Bonnie, I mean Jennifer Tilly. I think they were born in Vancouver. Her sister was born in um, her sister Meg was born in Long Beach, California. Let me see where Jennifer was born. I could swear she's from Vancouver. Jennifer Tilly. No, she was born in Harbor City, Los Angeles. So who am I thinking about? Maybe Ray Dong Chong and Tommy Chong. Do you like Family Guy? I love Family Guy. And actually, before that, I was a fan of more than Family Guy. I'm a fan of the Cleveland Show. Did you ever watch that? It was 4 seasons. 4 seasons too short. But I totally dug Cleveland once he left Family Guy and went on his own show. I thought that was really, really funny. Um, but I totally dig Family Guy. A lot better than The Simpsons. Simpsons is still a little too more like on the kid side of things, where Family Guy really pushes the envelope. But yeah, Cleveland Show was my go-to as opposed to Family Guy. But I do dig Family Guy. Knife Collector, I'm here looking for old movies. I have Saw lately. Oh, looking for old movies I have Saw lately. I thought you meant you saw the movie Saw. Yeah, let me know what you've seen there, Knife. What do you got? Up, down, turn around, and no, I don't. What's your favorite episode? Kai Kai, haha, here. Favorite episode, you mean in Family Guy? The Cleveland show sucks, not even funny. Yeah, well, I thought it was. And I bet you're not a fan of the Pee Wee's Playhouse either, right? But you know what was better than Family Guy? Better than Cleveland Show? Better than King of the Hill? Better than all these friggin' cartoons that are out there now? Again, I'll give you a clue because you guys probably forgot. Back in the 90s, there was these two dumbasses. One always laughed like this, and the other one always laughed like this. Do you know who I'm talking about? You must. Not South Park. They don't kill Kenny on this show that I'm talking about. King of the Hill is best show. Fight me. We'll meet out in the field, 80 Krauser. We'll throw potatoes at each other. Take it. But no, it's not South Park. Come on, from the 90s, MTV show. Created by Mike Judge. That's the big giveaway right there. No Beavis and Butthead. Yes, Beavis and Butthead. Do you like South Park? I don't mind South Park, but I prefer B&B. And I'm not talking bed and breakfast. Beavis and Butthead. Why didn't you like Beavis and Butthead? They were the pioneers. They were the first reviewers of like music videos. Well, that's originality. South Park's okay. My favorite South Park episode was when they have to go to Canada, so they need a plane, and they call the Chinese guy there at City Walk, and every time he answers the phone, it's hilarious because he always makes it sound like he's saying shitty. So he's like, "Hello, City Walk, how may I help you, please?" Oh, it's so funny. But that was my favorite episode. I think it was in season 7. It's an old movie, kind of sci-fi. Has anyone saw Skyline? Is that 90s? Skyline sounds familiar. Not the one with the rock, right? Skyline. What year was that? Are you sure it's called Skyline? Oh, right. That's the one from 2010. Yeah. That was the one where they got trapped in the skyscraper or something, was it? And yeah, Knife, if you think 2010 is a classic, I mean, so what are the 1980s for you? Ancient? I'm just toying with you, bro. Jared and his wife Elaine arrive at Los Angeles for Jared's best friend Terry's birthday party. They celebrate with Terry's wife Candace and his assistant Denise. During a private argument about whether or not they should move, Elaine reveals she is pregnant. Wow, this is going over the whole movie or what? The next morning, blue lights descend from the sky, hypnotizing anyone who looks at them. Yeah, and that was in the hotel or the condo or something, right? Yeah, I remember this one. But I didn't think it was so recent. Did you like that one, Knife? Did you watch the remake of War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise? That one kind of was freaky. Even the new one or the latest one. Have you seen? Let me a picture for him. Haha. Why don't you go make one? You seem to know enough about them. But War of the Worlds, that was really freaky. Skyline wasn't bad. It was okay. So much so that I almost forgot all about it. There was also a part 2 of the movie of Skyline. Oh, Beyond Skyline. I didn't even watch it. The budget was $20 million for this Beyond Skyline, 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb and 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. Detective Mark Corley storms his way onto an alien spaceship to rescue his estranged son. When the ship crashes in Southeast Asia, he forges an alliance with a band of survivors to take back the planet once and for all. Gee, I wonder if that movie did like amazing. The budget was 20 million. Guess how much it made? Or should I say, guess how much it lost? The numbers are 20 million budget, box office 992,000, not million, thousand. It didn't even make $1 million. It lost $19 million. With a storyline like that, really no surprise. Please, Knife Collector, tell me you didn't watch the second one. First one, okay, fine. But even that one was just okay. I mean, that one made money. The budget for that one was 20 million for Skyline, the original 2010 one, and it made 68 million. So at least there was profit on that. But Beyond Skyline got destroyed. No wonder there'll never be a part 3. I want to check out the bunker again and see what that's all about. Sounds like something interesting. That's the cover for it. Anthony Hopkins as Adolf Hitler. Isn't that the one where they have all those memes of Hitler being all pissed off and talking, and then they just add like different narrations to what he's saying? The initial release, January 27, 1981. 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb. That's not that great, but still, it sounds okay. I wouldn't mind checking it out. In the final days of World War II, Adolf Hitler and his closest advisors are sequestered in an underground bunker in Berlin. As the Battle of Berlin rages above ground and Nazi forces are nearing certain defeat, Hitler nervously awaits his fate with his girlfriend Eva Braun, his right-hand man Joseph Goebbels, and his chief architect Albert Speer. In the final hours of his life, Hitler marries Braun, his longtime companion. I am going to check out this movie. Thank you very much for letting me even know it exists. I never even heard about this. And this was early 80s, 1981. Now, I'm hoping that's the one you're talking about, because there was another one in 2001 called The Bunker. And let me see. The Bunker, The Evil is Within. It is another, this one's a British horror movie. So I don't think it's that one. But anyways, I got to definitely check out the 1981 film, The Bunker. Thanks a lot for the recommendation. Why you have Windows 7? Just do. That's like saying, why don't I like Mac? Never used one. I just so used to Windows. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do you like black and white movies? I love any movie, as long as it's classifications of the types of movies I like. Horror movies, thrillers, true stories I've been into quite a bit lately. Comedy, I guess. True stories is really good, but classics, any kind of classics. Like there are some classics that are even like westerns that are pretty cool because it was so original back then. No special effects, nothing to do with that. And those, you can't make those anymore. I mean, I even dug like The Wizard of Oz, Gone with the Wind, um, Mutiny on the Bounty. So many good ones from so many eras. Even in the 70s, like we always say, oh, the 80s movies have so many good movies. Even in the 70s, like Deer Hunter, Apocalypse Now. Wasn't Jaws in the 70s? What year was Jaws? I'm pretty sure it was 70s. Maybe 77 or something. 1975. 8 out of 10 on IMDb. Up, down, turn around. You like Jason? My favorite, well, two of my favorite horror characters are Michael Myers, but even more than him, I love Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Leatherface is awesome. And the scariest of the lot, I think. Especially when you see him opening the door out of the blue, out of nothing, and out comes a guy dressed up like a butcher coming at you with a chainsaw. That's a scary scene. Pretty, pretty, pretty scary. Kai Kai, what about you? Do you like black and white movies? What are some of your favorites? Of course, Psycho goes without saying, and any Alfred Hitchcock movie. But which ones do you like? 80 Krauser says, freaking snake in the chicken house. Guess it's summertime. That could be a good title for a movie. But we already had snakes on a plane, so I don't know how it's gonna fly. Snake in the chicken house. The Scream movies are pretty good, definitely, and they're gonna be making a part five, and Dewey will also return. So Sydney and Dewey both coming back for Scream 5. Don't know when it'll be released because of all the delays now, but there is a strong showing that it's going to be coming. Knife Collector. One I am going to watch is The Soul Collector. An old man, fated to collect souls for eternity, seeks atonement after trading his daughter's soul. Soul Collector sounds like another one that's around that time. I would say in the 2000s or 90s. The Soul Collector. Let's see what year that is. I believe late 90s, maybe. Soul Collector, 1999. Is that the TV movie? There is a Soul Collector 2020. If that's the one you're talking about, then that's the newest one. I think that's the one you're talking about, 2020. Just came out. African Queen was good movie too. Another classic. Yeah, there's so many. Up, down, turn around. When do you think the coronavirus will end? Loaded question. The way things are going now and the way they're canceling so many things in the future, like summertime and even fall now, our prime minister said it might be 2022 until things get back to normal. I don't know if things will ever get back to normal. I'm hoping things get back to a little bit of normalcy sometime around this time next year. Hopefully winter time, but realistically, I say maybe 1 year from now. Hoping. It all matters about when and if they're ever going to get this vaccine, right? So my guess, 1 year. What about you? How long do you think it's going to take? Or do you think it'll ever get back to normal? I mean, I know some places are opening up, but nothing like it used to be before. It's going to be a long time before that happens. Love black and white. Other than the ones you mentioned, I like some Japanese black and white movies from Akira Kurosawa. You know him? Yep. You know that song by Bare Naked Ladies? Like Kurosawa, I make bad films? No, I mean, we literally had a snake in the chicken house just now. Yeah, I know. I'm saying you can make a real life movie out of it. True story. Doesn't have to be a horror movie, or it could be like a true horror story. That's crazy. How big was this snake? Aren't you afraid? 2019 movie is called 8. Not sure if it is a remake or not. Along the same lines, you mean there, Knife Collector? Up, down, turn around. Take the hat off. Reveal your head. Once Super Chat comes around, I will reveal my head. Okay? I'll figure out how much you got to send in order for me to reveal the head. I don't know why. It's not like I'm bald up top or something. But you know what? There's a guy I follow here on YouTube. He does Blu-ray reviews every week. Really cool guy. Go figure. His name is Cool Duder. You guys should definitely check him out. Um, I've been watching his videos for such a long time. He really breaks down everything that comes out and what he's seen and what he thinks of the movies. Really good guy, Cool Duder. Check him out on YouTube when you guys have a chance. Up, down, turn around. You know him. He's been in a few B movies as well. So yeah, I really like that guy. I follow him on Twitter and YouTube. Really good guy. And again, I'm not sponsoring him in any way. I don't know the guy personally. I just like his videos. Do you have long hair? That's in a ponytail right now, so guess so, right? And it's not just because of Corona that, oh, barber shops are closed, you can't get a haircut. Even if they were open, I don't think I want to cut my hair anyway. This is kind of me coming back to the fact that I wish I was born back in the 60s. Not actually born in the 60s, but like a teenager or like in my 20s in the 60s, back in the hippie peace and love days. That's I guess the reason why I always say peace and love, peace and love. Back then with Woodstock and everything, I know there was a lot of drugs going around. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm just referring back to the hippie happy times, the happy hippie times. Driving around in the Beetle bus, the Volkswagen bus. I don't know. It just seemed like everybody was just so much in like peace and love. And I know there was a lot of protests and everything, but it was all done on even Vietnam and all the problems they had. But there was still a bunch of love. It wasn't like nowadays everybody's just bashing everybody and it's war, 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 fight, fight, yelling, arguing, all this stuff. And a lot of it has to do with like computers and technology and I don't know. Again, I don't want to sound like a downer, but I think those were the days. Speaking of classic movies, those were classic times. It's always easier to see it because we weren't there, but I feel it would have been a better time. Knife Collector says, same movie as Soul Collector. Not sure if the later version is the same or not. Okay, I'll check that out. 80 Krauser, probably 5.5 feet. Not poison snakes, so no. 5.5 feet, that's pretty long. Up, down, turn around. Tell us where you work. Why? Kai Kai, long hair on guy looks cute. Thank you very much, Kai Kai. I appreciate that. If that's directed towards me or just long hair on guys in general, but yeah, that's cool. You think that way. What kind of look do you like on a guy with long hair? Is it the kind that like he puts it in a tail or a man bun, or he just lets his hair flow? Um, I don't know. I'm more of the type of guy that I like to put mine in a ponytail as opposed to either a man bun or just let it flow. Because even if you let it flow, I don't mind it sometimes in the summertime, but in the winter and when it's cold out, it just blows all over the place and it gets in your face and stuff. It's really uncomfortable. It would have been cool if I was like a baseball pitcher or something with long hair and I wouldn't have to have it in a ponytail. That's a kind of cool look. My favorite pitcher of all time played for pitched for the Giants. I'm sure a lot of you guys would remember him if you guys are baseball fans. He hasn't been around for a while, maybe 6 or 7 years. Tim Lincecum, my favorite pitcher of all time. He was known as the Freak. The Freak Tim Lincecum. But who knows when baseball will come back, if it does come back anytime, and where they're going to play the games. And I know in Korea they restarted baseball and soccer. Much respect to Korea for handling the virus so quickly and figuring out how to lower the spike, as they say, the curve, so quick. They were really the only country that managed to figure it out so fast. And I don't know why others didn't follow in the same way that Korea did it, but it is what it is. 80 Krauser, we've killed 6-foot rattlesnakes and water moccasins on the property, so not over large. Wow, you got a lot of experience with it. What do you do? How do you kill them? Like you chop them, you shoot them, or serious question. I don't know because I've never experienced anything like that. I don't know. Wait. Yeah, so I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. I've never experienced anything like that. So yeah, let me know. What do you do? Do you chop them up or what? Get out the machete? Do you all Rambo on them? Or maybe Rocky? How do you get rid of these damn buggers? We're going to go on for about 3 or 4 more minutes and then we're going to call it a night. But as I said, do try to join us tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. We will talk movies, new releases. We'll try to get into the groove of talking about it maybe once a week, twice a week. We'll see how it goes. And of course, horror movie game night is coming very soon. Stay tuned for more details. I will give up more details tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern. We do the mobile live stream. I will update everything in the morning on the About page, but I didn't post on there yet about the 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. Do check out for it. Ram Charger 310. Hello. How you doing, Ram Charger? Welcome to the channel. You are new here. Please do subscribe And guys, remember that button, thumbs up. Oh, frame showing. Never mind, I didn't say the word. So yeah, I can't even cover it. And I look like a retard, keeping my, or a slow person, sorry. I know we're not allowed to use that word anymore. So in case you guys were wondering, I'm just stretching for a long period of time. The guys who have been here long enough know why I'm doing this, and Kai Kai knows as well. Shoot them usually though. I did stomp a copperhead to death once. Wow. And again, no fear, eh? No fear. No mas. Kai Kai. Yeah, really funny, Kai Kai. You try keeping your arm up like this for 5 minutes and see how funny it is. But anyways, couple more minutes. Like I said, if you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know. We can answer them, and then we'll call it a night, all right? 80 Krauser, good luck to you in the garden and not having to deal with any animals tonight. Was only a baby, but still. Yeah, any kind of animal would be scary. Be it baby, be it bigger. Still an experience and a half for sure, 80 Krauser. So also let me know if you guys think that 11 a.m. is an okay time for use, or if you're busy during the daytime. You could always watch the replay later on, but the 11 o'clock evening streams will continue. I do see the familiar faces here just about every night, so I will continue doing them at 11 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, we'll see how the morning goes, see what kind of crowd we get. And even if we don't get a crowd, like I said, you guys can just watch the replay. Something to try out, something new, see what kind of interest there is. So, about a minute left. And as I said, if you guys, anybody new here, don't forget to subscribe, smash that bell icon. You'll be notified each time I make a new release. I did post about 4 Joe Biden videos this afternoon, as well as one with Trump and Xi Jinping. And I know my regulars know that it's sarcasm at its finest. So many people, when I posted the Biden video story about him cutting the hole in the nose of the mask so he can still sniff, so many people thought it was like serious and, oh, it's fake news, it's fake news. No, it's called a joke. Why don't people get it? You need to lighten up. Can't always be so serious. And if you guys want to mention, you know what, you can, because I'm leaving now anyway. So, and my arm is tired. 11 is 10 for me. A good time. Yeah, knife collector. All right, cool. So I will see whoever can be there tomorrow morning. If not, do try to join me tomorrow night. But yeah, tomorrow morning, my special co-host will be Kai Kai. So look out for that. Guys, gals, everything in between. Peace and love as always. Stay safe. Stay healthy. 80 Krauser, Kai Kai, knife, up, down. Everybody that was here, thanks a lot for joining as always. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace and love as always. Stay healthy. Mavakaga is out.